Prime Minister Tariq Rahman returns home from Beijing after concluding his official visits to Malaysia and China. Historic meeting between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Tariq Rahman ushers in a new era of long-lasting and sustainable bilateral relations. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman lays a wreath at Tiananmen Square, paying tribute to China's fallen heroes. Families of victims of enforced disappearance will receive allowances similar to those provided to freedom fighters and July warriors under the current budget, says LGRD Minister. More than 200-bed drug rehabilitation centers will be established in 7 divisional cities, says Home Minister. Holy Ashura observed with deep religious fervor as Tajia processions commemorate the tragic events of Karbala. Death toll from two-phase earthquake in Venezuela risen to 589. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman expresses deep shock and sorrow over the tragedy. Ecuador advanced to second round, beating Germany by 2-1. Japan to face Brazil in second round after holding Sweden to a 1-1 draw. Assalamu alaikum. This is Faria Dilshadmo welcoming all to News at 10. You have heard the highlights, now the details of news. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman returned home from Beijing, wrapping up his 6-day maiden official overseas visit to China and Malaysia at the invitation of Prime Ministers of the two countries. A China Southern Airlines flight carrying the Prime Minister, his wife Dr. Zubaida Rahman, and entourage members landed at Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport tonight. Cabinet members, advisors, lawmakers, and high officials welcomed the Premier at the airport. Senior leaders of BNP also welcomed the Prime Minister. Earlier, the flight departed Beijing Daxing International Airport at 5:15 p.m. local time. Chinese President's Special Envoy Yu Jiayong, along with senior Chinese government officials and leaders of the Communist Party of China, saw the Prime Minister off at the airport. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman held a historic meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The meeting was held at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing today. The two leaders discussed a wide range of issues related to Bangladesh-China relations, including trade, investment, infrastructure, connectivity, and other areas of mutual interest. Chairman of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress of China, Zhao Leji, called on Prime Minister Tariq Rahman. Zhao Leji met Prime Minister at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing this morning. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman today paid tributes at the monument to the people's heroes at the Tiananmen Square in Beijing by placing a special red-green wreath. While placing the wreath, the national anthems of the two countries were played and a bugle sounded the salute of homage. After laying the wreath at the monument, the Prime Minister stood in solemn silence for some time as a mark of profound respect to the memory of the Chinese revolutionary heroes. At this time, Prime Minister Tariq Rahman's wife, Dr. Zubaida Rahman, Foreign Minister Dr. Khalilur Rahman, Information Broadcasting Minister Zahiruddin Shapun, Water Resources Minister Shohiuddin Chaudhuri Ani, Prime Minister's advisors Rashid Al Mahmoud Titumir, Humayun Kabir and Mahdi Amin and Additional Press Secretary Atikur Rahman Rumon were present. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman today visited the Museum of the Communist Party of China, CPC, which houses permanent and comprehensive exhibitions of the party's history in Beijing. Upon his arrival, the museum's curator received the Prime Minister and escorted him on a guided tour of the museum. Accompanied by his wife, Dr. Zubaida Rahman, and other members of his entourage, the Premier went round the museum's galleries and experienced an impressive audiovisual coaster show. At the conclusion of the visit, the Prime Minister signed the visitor's book. China has proposed the development of an economic corridor connecting Bangladesh, Myanmar and China to enhance regional connectivity, trade and economic cooperation. The proposal came during talks between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Tariq Rahman at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing. Prime Minister's advisor and spokesperson Mahdi Amin said these while briefing reporters after the meeting. He said the two leaders held detailed discussions on connectivity. During the briefing, Prime Minister's Foreign Affairs Advisor Humayun Kabir said Prime Minister Tariq Rahman held a rare one-on-one meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. He described the meeting as unprecedented. The Holy Ashura, commemorating the martyrdom of Hazrat Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala anhu, is being observed in the country today with due religious fervor and solemnity. Ashura, the 10th of Muharram in the Islamic calendar, commemorates the date in the Hijri year of 61 when Hazrat Imam, the grandson of Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, along with his family members and 72 followers, embraced the martyrdom in the hands of Yazid soldiers at the desert of Karbala to uphold the teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The day is a public holiday. Different religious organizations are observing the day with various programs. Meanwhile, Bangladesh Betar, Bangladesh Television and private TV channels are airing special programs highlighting the significance of the day. There has long been a demand to bring compensation and rehabilitation for victims of torture under a legal framework alongside ensuring justice for them. The demand was once again strongly reiterated at a national dialogue held in the capital on the occasion of the International Day in support of victims of torture. The event was chaired by Deputy Speaker Kaiser Kamal and attended as the chief guest by Local Government, Rural Development and Cooperatives Minister Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir. In addition to invited guests, human rights activists, lawyers, members of parliament and family members of the victims emphasized the need for the state to play a more effective role in preventing state-sponsored enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings. Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed has announced that more than 200-bed drug addiction treatment and rehabilitation centers are being constructed in 7 divisional cities across the country. He made the remarks this morning at a discussion meeting and award distribution ceremony organized at the Osmani Memorial Auditorium to mark the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking 2026. Among others, advisor to the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Dr. Zahidur Rahman, Senior Secretary of the Ministry of Home Affairs Manzoor Morshid Chowdhury, Director General of the Department of Narcotics Control Mohammad Hassan Maruf, and the heads of various law enforcement agencies were present. Referring to the government's zero-tolerance policy against terrorism and online gambling, the Home Minister said that the number of beds at drug addiction treatment and rehabilitation centers in the divisional cities has been increased to ensure treatment through both government and private rehabilitation facilities. He further said that regular cases are being filed and judicial proceedings are being conducted against drug traffickers and other offenders. He added that initiatives have been taken to modernize the existing Narcotics Control Act to ensure legal action against those involved in drug-related crimes. The Department of Narcotics Control observed the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking with a series of programs to raise public awareness. As part of the observance, an anti-drug rally began in front of Ramna Park this morning and ended to Osmani Memorial Auditorium. Director General of the Department of Narcotics Control Mohammad Hassan Maruf inaugurated the rally. The event designated day seeks to raise awareness about the dangers of drug abuse, prevent addiction and strengthen global efforts against illicit drug trafficking. People concerned said drug abuse not only harms individuals but also threatens families, society and the future of the country. They described drug addiction as a serious social problem that harms both physical and mental health and has long-term social and economic impacts. In a developing country like Bangladesh, the spread of drugs remains a major concern, they added. They also said besides government action and law enforcement efforts, public awareness and community support are important in preventing drug abuse. They said drug abuse is not just a law enforcement issue but also a social and family problem. They put emphasis that everyone must work together to build a drug-free society. State Minister for Information and Broadcasting Yasir Khan Chowdhury has said that the government will work with all stakeholders to ensure cyber security. He made the remarks today at the Cyber Security Convergence Summit. The 5-day summit is being organized by the Team Phoenix Group with the support of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and the National Cyber Security Agency at the Bangladesh-China Friendship Conference Center. The summit has brought together government policymakers, industry leaders, academic representatives, cybersecurity experts and technology researchers with the aim of strengthening Bangladesh's cybersecurity capabilities and digital resilience. Members of cybersecurity clubs from various universities are also participating in the event. Through a series of workshops, participants are receiving hands-on training in cyber investigation, DevSecOps, application security, vulnerability management, and ransomware prevention. Now moving on to international.